So we all know the M3 is a very good looking car, but not everybody realizes that a lot of the aesthetics have actual functionality to it. When it comes to aerodynamics, the car is actually pretty effective with what it has. Some you can notice, some you can't notice, and some are just there. So the first are the kidney grills. And this doesn't help with aerodynamics, but this helps with airflow. And they're just nice and big with slits inside, which is different than the previous generation M3. And that allows for maximum air to flow through these grills and keep the radiators cool, which really helps whenever you're tracking or you're running it hot on Autobahn or on Fort Bend, you know, whatever your cup of tea is. But the second aerodynamic feature are these louvers down here. You can see they scoop air in, and this is different than the normal 3 Series because they've got fog lights down here. So this is actually allows for more air to flow through, pretty much the same as the kidney grills and down here. It's just more airflow to coolers and radiators and whatnot. So that just keeps your brakes cool, it keeps everything cool. And then this is one that a lot of people don't realize actually makes a difference. Inside of here, there's a little gill, and that actually allows for air to flow through here. And when you're turning at high speeds, it flows air onto your brakes to cool the brakes down. Well, what happens when that air gets hot is it flows back through these gills and it comes out the side vents. So these vents are actually all functional. A lot of people just think they're for looks or they look cool, but they really are functional, which is kind of cool and specific to the M models particularly. The last aerodynamic bit on the front end of the car is the lip, of course. This lip is supposed to add downforce to it. Now, I've never driven it without the lip, and I've never really pushed it hard enough to notice a difference between the downforce of the lip, but theoretically speaking, it should actually help with keeping the front end down onto the ground, so it would help with cornering and stuff like that to keep your tires planted on the front. Now, if you move towards the middle of the car, the roof is very, very smooth and sleek. There's no sunroof, so there's just less resistance for the roof, which helps with aerodynamic. Now, I'm gonna read this to you from the forums, not my words, from the forums. Let me repeat, from the forums. They said, BMW engineers have said that the M3 has slightly better aerodynamics than the M4 due to the shorter roof and lack of integrated trunk spoiler on the M3. Now, does that actually make a difference? Probably not, especially on normal street driving. But if you're gonna time it to like the millionth of a second, then maybe, yeah, it's a tiny bit different, but really it's not any different. Now you move to the back of the car. We've got the M Performance High Kick spoiler, and technically, yes, this also does add downforce, just as the lip is supposed to, but once again, I don't know if you would actually notice a difference driving this unless you were like tracking or driving at really high speeds, but I have not noticed a difference. It's mainly for cosmetics as far as I'm concerned, but theoretically speaking, they are functional. Now, the last pieces on the rear are the diffuser and these vents, similar to the front. So once again, the diffuser, it really doesn't make a difference. This is just like a kind of derived from the race cars diffusers, which really, if you wanted a diffuser to be effective, you would have to have it all the way to the bottom of the car so that the air all the way down there actually gets to it. So really, this diffuser, in my opinion, probably does nothing. It just looks cool. And these vents also just let out some hot air from the back tires. So overall, the aerodynamics of the car are not anything like a McLaren or Ferrari. They're still effective, but they're not gonna be, you know, changing your lap times by like half or anything like that. It's not a McLaren, it's not a supercar. So at the end of the day, it does have effective aerodynamics for the size and the shape of the car, but I wouldn't expect to get like more downforce or traction from any of the pieces. So that's unrealistic expectation if you are expecting that. Just keep in mind that it is a sedan and there's only so much you can do as far as aerodynamics go. So those are the features of the aerodynamics for the M3. If there's anything I'm leaving out, please let me know in the comments. This is just from my observations of the car. I haven't gone to the official blog or anything and read anything, so that's just what I've noticed on the car and how I see the functioning. So thanks for watching.